Hey Grandma, hope you are feeling okay, and hopefully this little video will help you out a little bit. I got a couple exercises and movements that could hopefully help with your low back. The first rule of thumb though, everything that I'm gonna encourage you to do, make sure you're breathing as deeply as you can while you're doing it. So like a nice deep breath in through your nose, and a nice deep breath out your nose. First couple times it can be a little uncomfortable if it's new, but breathing in and out of your nose will really support these movements. The other second most important thing to remember is if any of this doesn't feel good in your body, then that overrides anything I say. So I'll give you the best cueing and instruction that I can, but if it doesn't feel right in your body or if it causes like pain, sometimes it's a little uncomfortable. Discomfort is normal, but if it's painful, then kind of back off from that and then just let me know and we'll find something else. So for the first thing, you want to have a pillow pretty close by, and you can do this in your bed even or on the floor. The floor is nice because it's flat and supportive, so sometimes that's a little helpful for this particular movement. But you're just going to lie down on your mat or on your bed, on the floor, wherever you are, and then give your knees a nice squeeze into your chest. And even if they're out here, maybe the hands are on the knees, and you're just pulling them in towards you, and then maybe you lift your head up towards your knees, seeing how far or how close together you can get the two. And then relax your head and shoulders down, grab your pillow, place it in between your thighs, take your arms out to a T, nice and wide with your palms up. Here's where I want you to really breathe intentionally and take a deep breath in. As you exhale, start to lower your knees over to the right. Maybe your knees come all the way over nice and easily. If not, start to lower your knees slightly until you can get your knees on the ground or on your bed, as well as your left shoulder on the ground or bed. So once you find that both of those 2 points have met the ground or the bed, take your right hand, place it on top of your legs, look over at your left hand, and then breathe 5 times really deep through your nose. Last one, as deep as you can. Take your right arm back out to a T, squeeze your pillow with your knees, and then bring your feet back onto the floor and your knees back to the center. So you can just walk your knees back into the center. Bring your knees back in towards your chest, squeeze your pillow, take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, lower your knees to the left. Keep your right shoulder down, and again, if your knees need to lower a little bit so your right shoulder stays down, that's fine. Look over at your right hand, place your left hand on top of your knees. 5 deep breaths. Exhale it all the way out. Squeeze your pillow, release your left arm, and walk your feet back through center. Now this time, once your feet come back through center, I want you to take your pillow and turn it sideways and then fold it. And then that way, when you squeeze it, it keeps your knees a little bit further apart. As you keep squeezing your pillow, relax your shoulders down and bring your arms close to the sides of your body like this. And then just bend your elbows so your fingers are going to point up towards the ceiling. Walk your feet in close to your seat. And the closer your feet are to you, the better for this one. Squeeze your pillow nice and firm. On an inhale, lift your hips up as high as you can. Exhale, lower your hips down, all the way down. Inhale, lift your hips up as high as you can. Exhale, lower your hips all the way down. This time, as you inhale, try to lift your tailbone first as you lift your hips. So make sure the tailbone lifts first, and then the low back, and then the middle back. And then as you exhale, lower the middle back, and then the low back, and then your tailbone. And 3 more times like that. Inhale, tailbone lifts, then the low back, then the middle back. Exhale, middle back lowers, tailbone lowers. Let's just do 1 more. Inhale, tailbone lifts, low back, middle back. Inhale, middle back lowers, low back lowers, tailbone lowers. Take your pillow, place it off to the side. Hug your knees into your chest again for a moment. And then on an inhale, stretch out as long as you can. Exhale, squeeze your knees in. Inhale, stretch out as long as you can. Exhale, squeeze in. 1 more time, inhale out as long as you can. Exhale, squeeze in. Place your feet down in front of you and take them nice and wide this time. Relax your arms at your sides, and you're just going to take your knees left to right like they were windshield wipers. Inhale to lift your knees up through center. Exhale your knees to one side. Inhale your knees up through center. Exhale your knees to the other side. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. 1 more time. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Bring your knees back up. Straighten your legs. And then lift your arms up alongside your ears. Grab opposite elbows. Once you grab your elbows, try to let your arms relax as much as they can. Maybe they rest on the floor. And then walk your feet over to the right as far as it's comfortable to do so, but you want to start to feel a little stretch on your left side. Once you've walked your feet over nice and far, wiggle your shoulders over to the right, so the same direction, but you're going to keep your left hip on the ground. So when you feel your left hip coming up, pause there, and then roll your left hip down into the ground until you feel that stretch on your left side. From here, you're welcome to cross your right ankle over your left ankle, and that'll help you just relax into the ground and breathe deeply. You should be like in the shape of a banana, pretty much. Looking up at the ceiling, both hips on the ground, both shoulders on the ground. Take 1 more deep breath. Slowly uncross your ankles and let your feet walk back to the center. And then wiggle your shoulders back center with it. Lower your arms, take a little break, relax for a moment. Deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. And then lift your arms back up, grab opposite elbows again, and whichever way you grabbed, switch. So grab the other way. Walk your feet over to the left. Keep your right hip on the ground this time. And then walk your shoulders over to the left until the right side of your body is nice and long, but the right hip can still be on the ground. Once you get there, you can cross your left ankle over your right ankle. Looking up towards the ceiling, you're welcome to close your eyes and just breathe, letting your right side get heavier as it lengthens. One more breath here. Uncross your ankles. Walk your feet through center. Walk your shoulders through center. Lower your arms. Bend your knees and roll to your left side. We'll do one thing that is not on the ground because this is more for your thigh specifically, and your pillow is also going to be helpful here. You can take your pillow and you'll place it under your knees. Now, you don't want your knees together. You want them more towards the edges of the pillow, but you want them to be able to use the pillow for support, like so. And then once you get that set up, you're going to start with the left foot forward. I know it's your left thigh that's a little bit painful. So we want this one forward so it can get a little warmth from having to support you first. And your hands can be right here. If this is, and this one I would definitely do on the ground, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. The ground might be more supportive for this. If the bed is good, it might give you a little more like sink in so the hands can reach. If the ground lifts you up too much, find like blocks or books. You can put books under your hands and those will help you kind of come up so that you can just rest here for a moment. And then I just want you to really like lean forward with your hips. And then I want you to pick your back foot up as high as you can. Once you pick it up as high as you can reach back with either hand. I would prefer the left going this way, but if you have to go with the right, bring your left hand inside so you have a little bit more balance. But I think that this actually feels quite better. So left hand back, right hand forward. And if you need to, you can even twist a little bit. And you just want to hold your foot there while you feel the stretch on that quad where it's painful. Now, since this is the side that's not painful, this side we want to keep it balanced. So we'll just let that one open up for a second, release your foot, place it down nice and gently. And then when we switch, we'll stay on this other side for a little bit longer. So bring your left knee back. And you're gonna walk your right foot forward. And you can, to get it forward, you can take it out to the side. You can do whatever you gotta do just to get it up in between your hands. Back toes, toenails are on the ground. Once you get yourself set up, right foot in between your hands, lean your hips forward, and then bend your left knee. Reach back with your right hand. If you can grab the foot, and also if you can't quite grab the foot, you might just bend the knee for a moment and work with bending and straightening. But if you can grab the foot, you'll just hold it for a few breaths. And then release it. Bring your right knee back under you. And then this time, this is also good for the bed or the floor, either one. You're gonna take your big toes together. Your knees can either be together or apart. And you can have your pillow in front of you. And you just wanna reach out with your chest and your head and either put your head or your chest on your pillow. Reach your arms out in front of you. That's child's pose. Just relax there for about a minute. And then let me know how you feel. See you, Grandma. Love you.